It's already the 3rd of June and E3 is less than a week away. It's that special time of year where every gamer gets slightly more anxious and hermity, but mostly super pumped. With last year's E3 focusing on Sony capitalizing on Microsoft's tone deafness and failure to communicate the pluses of its console, we saw just a couple of neat games, but a lot of old stuff that we've seen before. These new consoles have been around for about 8 months now, and this year we should probably get ready to see some new games, right? We already know that there are some highly anticipated games that have been announced officially as 2015 titles, and now the rest of the year is looking a little sparse. Watch Dogs is released, and I can't wait until the PlayStation 4 comes in my mail so I can play it, and Mario Kart 8 has been eating up all of my time. So make no mistake, there are some awesome games to be played, but what's next? That's where E3 comes in. So, we know what isn't next: The Order 1886, Uncharted 4, The Division, Quantum Break, and Halo 5, just to name a few. Some of them are the most highly anticipated games from last year's E3. But then there's other stuff that's actually coming out this year, like Destiny, Sunset Overdrive, and Evolve. Some games aren't even coming to the new machines in the case of Borderlands the pre-sequel. For whatever reason, we've been seeing an unbelievable amount of pre-E3 announcements this year, and I'm kind of afraid that it'll take away from the show itself, but I'm forcing myself to try to stay optimistic. Here's a list of some of the most notable pre-E3 announced games: Forza Horizon 2, Project Beast, NHL 15, Homefront: The Revolution, seriously, The Last of Us for PlayStation 4, Grid Autosport, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Assassin's Creed Unity, Battlefield Hardline, Far Cry 4, and my personal most anticipated game, Mortal Kombat 10. God damn, that looks awesome. So, almost every game I've mentioned up to this point will be at E3 this year in some capacity. That's a long list. With a list like this, what could the big three possibly bring to really surprise us this year? I have no idea what else they've got, but I'm hoping it's better than this. And don't get me wrong, I'll ride that E3 hype train all day, but we're looking at mostly sequels and shooters. But I mean, sure, that's to be expected, but don't we want a little more? But I've noticed that all of these early announced games and leaked games are sequels, obviously. Almost all of them, except for Project Beast, but that's still a spiritual successor to the Souls games as far as we know. The point is, with all these sequels being shown early, will we have some new ideas at this year's E3? We've seen the power of these new machines, and quite frankly, I'm not overly impressed, and that's a sentiment shared by many other gamers I've spoken to. But I'll be the first to come out and say that the visuals are hardly what I'm excited for this E3. I mean, Mario Kart 8 just came out, and it's one of the best looking games that I've seen in years, and it's running on what is essentially a PlayStation 3 in a Nintendo stamped box. So, here's the E3 surprising us with some new properties that are going to blow our minds. Show me something unique. I don't want another sequel, and I definitely don't want another shooty boom boom game. If that list is any indication, I think that front is pretty much covered. I want something that we couldn't make before. But that's where gamers begin to kick and scream because of the cross-gen games. Because of the install base of the previous gen consoles basically dwarfing the current gen, it's looking like we're stuck with these cross-gen games for a while. So advancements like unique or improved AI might not be entirely in the cards because we have to plan for that previous gen. Just see Watch Dogs. But we're slowly getting to the point where publishers other than Sony and Microsoft are comfortable putting their games on current gen only. Look at Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed Unity. That's about it, but that's all that's been announced so far. I know it isn't looking great for new ideas right now, but don't lose faith yet. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that somebody's going to bring that new gen heat. Next week is it, ladies and gentlemen. We wait all year for a few days of non-stop gaming news that is specifically designed to get your attention and make you excited. Even though they sometimes fail to do so, or even completely miss the mark, we get an incredible look into the near future of our hobby. And yeah, the future's not always looking the brightest, but I have a feeling that there are a few things that will surprise us all. And I can't wait. So, I've been Mike Feyrer. See you next time.